state your name. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
And that I will bear true faith.
And that I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey.
And that I will obey.
The orders of the President of the United States.
The orders of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
In accordance with rules and regulations.
In accordance with rules and regulations.
And the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
And the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
One thing I would tell students about Veterans Day is that Veterans Day is really all about the sacrifice that individuals made to leave home, to leave their families, to serve for something larger than themselves, to give selflessly to their country, and to remember that our country survives on those principles.
It is an honor to be a veteran. It is an honor each and every day to serve. And there's no greater joy, they say, than to give than to receive. And so you're giving a part of your best asset, which is you, for a short period of time so someone else can experience and live.
To me, to be a veteran means to have some pride, dignity. It gave me something that I could look forward to, a career, a lifestyle, and it let me know that I was serving and protecting my country.
My father picked fruit. If it grew, he picked it. What I did know is that that wasn't going to be my plan. When we went to New York, I used to see individual soldiers, come in during the weekend. I knew them to be reservists. And so something just struck into my heart that, I have an opportunity to serve as well. And so at 16 years old, I went down to the recruiting station and said, hey, can I serve? And that was the first statement that I made. And like any good recruiter, the Army guy said, absolutely. And so the rest is history.
Well, come down to it, one of my older brothers, he joined, and I figured, old man, he was a pretty tough hombre, and I figured that if I didn't join the Marines, then he didn't think I had what it took. So I ended up by joining the Marines, and here I am.
What made me enlist in the military was I was looking for something different. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I wanted to move away from that, but I wanted to be in the medical field. And it provided me an opportunity to get a trade that I'm using today.
I always wanted to be in the Army. Since I was a child and playing in the neighborhood with my friends, I loved the old war movies. I had relatives that served in the military, and I felt like it was something I could do just to say thanks for being born in what I believe one of the greatest countries ever.
What made you go into the military?
Uncle Sam gave me an invitation. My wife was pregnant before I left for overseas, and she was born when I was overseas. And the boys found out about it on the crew. There was 9 of us on the crew. So they passed the hat around and said, let's take up a collection. So they did that. And they bought her, now this was when money was money, bought her a $25 war bond, and that's one of her prized possessions today.
I served in Vietnam. I went in there in the last part of June 1964. We stayed on land for 4 months. We were at a place, we went into Da Nang, and they flew us up to a place called Khe Sanh. I feel that a lot of people are not very educated on the Vietnam War. A lot of people didn't know about it. A lot of people didn't care about it, knew about it. We not only fought them over there, we not fought the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong and the North Vietnam, and also we fought against the Russian. They had the Russian base, and then we also went up against the Chinese.
I came in 1980, and our nation was at a place where we was post-Vietnam. And so we was in a different place as a nation. We was in a different place as a military institution. We did a lot of downsizing. We started trimming things and not focusing on war as a whole. But things started brewing as we had in 1983. We had the Beirut bombing, and that kind of woke our nation up. And since then, we had Iran, Contra affairs. We had all these things happening in the 80s.
I went in 1986 and I came out in 2006. My service during that time was a little difficult because I'm a female, which is considered being in a male-dominated service. I also am a surgical tech, which is also considered a male-dominated service, but I loved every minute of it.
The 90s come, and 89, and then we have, the Gulf War in Kuwait. It was invaded, and our nation started saying, hey, wait a minute, these are our allies, these are our friends, we need to help our friends, as any community would do with their neighbors. And so we kind of awoke in the military once again. And so that's when it really hit me about service. Up until that point, the first 10 years was about preparing, these young minds for possibly battle. But when it became our reality for the first Gulf War, albeit a 101-day war, nonetheless, it was still war. And that's when I learned what patriotism was really all about, that you will lay down your life for a cause and for your friend. And there's no greater joy, no greater honor than to lay down your life for your friends. And so the 90s set the platform and for the stage for 2001 and 9/11. And so here we are 20 years later, and we still find ourselves in that same battle.
9/11 impacted my service. I was already in the service. I was in the National Guard at that time, and I was teaching school in Martin County, North Carolina. And I remember I was given a history test that morning. And I remember being in the library and talking with other teachers and students and understanding what a profound event this was in our nation's history. And I felt compelled to continue my service and to help the country not only heal, but to defend it. And I ended up going back on active duty military service and served the majority of the time from 9/11 to 2018 when I finally retired.
My finest memories are the guys I served with. Both my fellow Marines and the Navy corpsmen served with us in combat in Vietnam. I'm pro-military and I'm very supportive of not only my fellow Marines and Navy corpsmen, but all branches of service.
It's not about you. It's about your bunkie. It's about that guy or girl that's sleeping at top, or if you're on the top and they're on the bottom, because we teach them the very first thing. If you jump online and say, my rack or my bed is made, no, your bunkie bed is not made. Go back and help your bunkie. And then when you get on, both of you get online and think that you've done it all and I'm okay, I'm better. No, the person to your left bunkie or bracket is not made. And so what we create an atmosphere is that collectively we win as a nation. Individually, nobody wins.
The only other thing I would say is the military is a very rewarding career. It's a lifetime career. Like I said, you learn trades that you learn on and you can use on the outside. And it's something you never forget. You never forget the friends, the comrades, even the other branches we serve with when you come out. I've made some really good friendships that have lasted a lifetime with me.
No matter what your branch of service, no matter what you did in the service, we're all veterans. We're all part of a very close brotherhood, and there are thousands of veterans just in this county alone that are willing to stand up and help them at a moment's notice.
What advice would you give someone who's currently serving in the military?
Go to it, boy.